On the morning of May the 16th, Miss Lord, a 45-year-old ex-teacher at John Fordhouse Comprehensive School, went to Calderley Police Station and demanded to see Detective Superintendent Brotherton. The duty constable, William Forbush, told her that the superintendent wasn't there, but Miss Lord said she didn't believe him. She then became abusive, and eventually Constable Forbush had to escort her from the station. When they got outside, Miss Lord seized a cold chisel from a pavement worksite and struck Constable Forbush on the back of the head. He collapsed unconscious, and for some days his condition was critical. In all, Constable Forbush was in hospital for a month. Today, Miss Lord appears in court, charged with assaulting a policeman in the course of his duty and with causing grievous bodily harm. Mr. Barry Dealey appears for the defence and Mr. Charles Lotterby for the prosecution in the case of Regina versus Lord.
Neither party disputes that this is the implement used by the accused Helen Lord to strike Constable Forge. I'd like it marked specifically. So, to summarise your answers up till now, Constable, it was a savage and gratuitous attack.
Well, that's certainly how it seemed, sir. The lady did hit me with a cold chisel, sir. I still don't know why. I was simply trying to carry out my duty and, well, be as helpful as I could, sir.
As far as you can remember, you'd said or done nothing to move the accused to any such extreme of, well, shall we say, passion?
Not in the least, sir. I mean, all I was trying to do was to get her to calm down a bit, sir, and she would go on repeating that she wanted to speak to Detective Superintendent Brotherton.
I see. Thank you, Constable, that's all. Oh, you're feeling quite all right now, I hope.
Oh, well, still under observation, sir, but no more trouble. A good hard head, the doctor said.
Good, good.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Dealey?
Constable, are you aware of the gravity of the charges against the accused?
Oh, yes, sir. I should think so, sir.
Wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, contrary to Section 18 of the Offences Against the Person Act, and assaulting a police constable in the execution of his duty, contrary to Section 51 of the Police Act. Not charges to be taken lightly, Constable.
No, sir. Certainly not, sir.
So Miss Lord's state of mind at the time of the incident is therefore rather an important factor in our inquiries here. Now, have you stated in evidence, haven't you, that she turned obstreperous? This would imply, would it not, that she was upset?
Oh, yes, sir.
Deeply upset?
Sorry, sir?
Well, more than normally distressed. Overexcited. In a recognizably neurotic condition, in fact.
Well, sir, I didn't feel I should call a doctor, sir, if that's what you mean.
You didn't?
Well, no, sir. We get all sorts of people coming into a police station, sir. It's a bit of a hazard, really. The trick is to sort out the ones who are really in trouble from the ones who are, well, just a bit rabbity, sir. If you'll pardon the expression, Your Honour. Well, Miss Lord struck me as being tense and angry. A lady in a very nasty temper about something.
Who nonetheless couldn't seem to get it through her head that the party she sought simply wasn't there.
That's so, sir.
And who hit you over the back of the head with that cold chisel.
Yes, sir.
And that, from a middle-aged school teacher of otherwise blameless character, you'd apparently regard as normal behaviour. I see. Thank you, Constable. No further questions?
I have no questions by way of re-examination, Your Honour.
Thank you, Mr. Lotterby. You may stand down, Constable.
For my next witness, I call Detective Superintendent Brotherton.
Detective Superintendent Brotherton, please. Detective Superintendent Brotherton.
I swear by Almighty God the evidence I shall give this court and jury shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Detective Superintendent Brotherton, attached to the Chief Constable's office.
Superintendent, it has been testified that when the accused, Miss Helen Lord, went to Calderley Police Station on the morning of May 16th, she asked to see you. Do you know any reason why she should have done that?
Well, I'm not acquainted with the lady, if that's what you mean, sir.
You've never met her?
No, sir.
Yet she asked to see you.
So I believe.
What would be the explanation of that, then, do you think, Superintendent?
I'm afraid I can't answer that question with any certainty, sir.
I see. Not with any certainty. But even though you are unacquainted with her, the name of Miss Lord is not entirely unfamiliar to you, perhaps?
Not entirely, sir, no.
In what connection have you encountered it, Superintendent?
Miss Lord is a school teacher. The names of school teachers, civil servants, hospital staff, various other classes of people are very often made known to the Chief Constable's office, especially when it's a case of first employment in the county.
And this is the only connection in which you've ever heard Miss Lord's name?
It is, sir, yes.
I see. Thank you, Superintendent, that's all.
Superintendent, you tell us that the names of school teachers, hospital staff, civil servants, and various other classes of people are very often made known to the Chief Constable's office. Could you tell us how this comes about, please?
Well, the professions concerned involve the public pretty heavily. It could be that in a given case, the Chief Constable's office is sent some sort of notification, sir.
Some sort of notification?
Yes.
Well, what sort of notification exactly?
Well, that depends.
Obviously. But could you be a little more specific, please, Superintendent?
We're informed of things that might be of interest to us.
People's eating habits? The frequency of their visits to bingo halls?
I beg your pardon, sir.
Superintendent, are you interested in knowing the number of times per year the average civil servant cuts his lawn?
No, of course not. We're interested in important things.
Ah, important things. Things that can be distinguished by their very nature. Very well. Granted for a moment that you receive these notifications. From whom do they proceed, please?
From separate authorities.
And these would be, Superintendent?
It varies. Other police forces, perhaps. The Home Office.
See. What are these notifications intended to achieve exactly,
Your
Superintendent?
Honour, I'm beginning to wonder if the defence's line of questioning at this present time is truly relevant to the case.
Your Honour, I submit it's entirely relevant. I am anxious to establish as much as I can concerning Miss Lord's state of mind when she visited Corderley Police Station on May the 16th.
Yes, Mr. Dealey, I can understand that, but you do seem to be going a long and tortuous way about it.
Your Honour, I submit
I
the
imagine
witness...
we can accept that Superintendent Brotherton encountered Miss Lord's name in the course of his day-to-day work without further inquiry. Let us confine ourselves to the known facts.
As Your Honour pleases. Superintendent, is it not true that on May 11th or 12th it would have been, you wrote a letter that had to do with Miss Lord?
I did sign such a letter, yes.
Sign it?
Yes, sir.
I asked you, did you write it? There's a great difference in writing a letter and merely signing it, Superintendent.
It was an official letter. They're not always signed by the same party. But you could say this was my letter.
I see. Thank you. Now, this letter was posted to Mrs. Eunice Bentley, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Who is Mrs. Eunice Bentley, please? Superintendent?
She is a lady whom the Chief Constable's office had certain reasons to contact. The headmistress of the John Fordhouse Comprehensive School.
Where Miss Lord had been provisionally engaged as a maths teacher a week previously.
Yes, sir.
What were the contents of this letter, Superintendent?
One moment, Mr. Dealey. I fear I must intervene here. Am I to take it that you are in possession of this letter and intend to introduce it in evidence?
Unfortunately, Your Honour, I can't do that.
Why not?
Well, I've made applications to the parties concerned on 2 separate occasions for the letter, but so far it has been denied me.
It's being withheld, in other words?
Yes, Your Honour.
I see. Superintendent, I must certainly ask you, what is the nature of the letter in question, please?
Well, it's concerned with confidential police matters, my lord. There are certain areas of responsibility in which the Chief Constable's office is required to act from time to time. It's not usual to divulge details.
Superintendent, this is a court of law hearing a criminal case.
Your Honour, I think I should put it to you at this point that the prosecution feels the letter is not material to the defendant's case. And as it is even possible that there are questions of public interest involved, which must be safeguarded, I formally ask that the letter be excluded.
And I ask that it be shown to the jury, Your Honour.
I'd like to leave this matter for the moment, gentlemen. At a later stage, we may perhaps have to return to it, but for the moment, the members of the jury will please simply note that a letter which made mention of Miss Lord was sent by the Chief Constable's office to Mrs. Eunice Bentley, headmistress of the John Fordhouse School, and that its contents may or may not be relevant to us here. Thank you, Mr. Dealey. You may continue.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Mr. Lotterby.
In that case, Your Honour, I call my next witness Mrs. Eunice Bentley, headmistress of the John Fordhouse School.